What is up, 49er faithful? We have some breaking news here as it was reported that Kyle Shanahan was going to be having a phone call with the media a day after just talking with the media along with John Lynch. And he announced that the 49ers are firing defensive coordinator Steve Wilks just after 1 year. Steve Wilks had a pretty good game plan in the Super Bowl for most of the game, except I'd say overtime. I mean, that defense was shutting down Patrick Mahomes, but he is fired, which is, I think, a little bit of a surprise, maybe to some, but some of these players had kind of voiced their opinions about Steve Wilks throughout the year. I remember Nick Bosa saying, this defense definitely is different. It's been a learning curve. It seemed like he wasn't really a big fan of it. And also, some of the players after the Super Bowl had some things to say too about the defense, saying that they didn't prepare him well. The defense wasn't prepared for certain aspects of the game. So now the 49ers will have to figure out, who their defensive coordinator is. But the 49ers did also lose some coaches today to some other teams, just like they have been really for the past few years. Anthony Lynn going to Washington. He was the assistant head coach. Then you had Clint Kubiak, passing game coordinator, of course, going to the Saints. And then finally, assistant defensive line coach Darrell Tapp going to Washington. That one could be a big one that they miss, but it's going to be interesting to see who they end up hiring. Are they going to hire externally or inside of the organization? We'll see what ends up happening. But there are some guys that probably they could, hire internally. Like for example, defensive line coach Chris Kasurik, which might not really end up happening because I think they did ask him about it even last year, and they just didn't. He didn't really want to take over that just because there's a lot of pressure with having to call plays. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna be probably hiring him. I mean, maybe he changes his mind, but yeah, it doesn't look like they're gonna be doing that. So we'll see if they hire internally. Linebackers coach possibly could be an option for the 49ers. If it's gonna be internally. But we'll see what ends up again happening, right? With the defensive coordinator role. So I would think probably in the next few days or weeks before, free agency, which starts on March 11th, they'll probably, be announcing some more hirings, for some of these guys that they've lost. Like, we'll see if they end up internally promoting someone to assistant GM because Adam Peters is now the Commanders GM. So we'll see what ends up happening with all these coaches that they've lost, and of course hiring Steve Wilks. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. Let's go Niners.